let's get started with our first news. Henry Cejudo thinks Paddy Pimblett can get a title shot if he beats Michael Chandler. A heated debate recently took place between Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo regarding Paddy Pimblett's chances of jumping the line and getting an immediate title shot if he manages to beat Michael Chandler at UFC 314. Cejudo believes it's very possible. He pointed out that Paddy is English, has a lot of hype, and knows how to sell fights. That combination could be enough to catapult him past top contenders like Justin Gaethje and Ilia Topuria and straight into a title fight against Islam Makhachev. On the other hand, Usman strongly disagrees. He argues that beating Chandler alone wouldn't be enough to earn a title shot. While Paddy's recent submission win over Bobby Green was impressive, he still lacks a signature win over a top-ranked opponent. That being said, there is a slim possibility that if the Makhachev vs Topuria fight falls apart and Paddy puts on a spectacular performance against Chandler, he could still find himself in a title fight. One key factor working in Paddy's favor is that he's one of the few contenders Islam has not fought yet. So what do you think? Is Paddy ready for such a huge step up in competition? Would he stand a chance against the champion? Drop your thoughts in the comments. During their discussion, Cejudo stood by his opinion, saying if Paddy Pimblett gets the job done, he could potentially skip that line and go all the way to the front. He could be the next title challenger. What do you think, man? Am I crazy? Usman immediately shot back, saying, whoa, no, I think you're a little far-fetched. If Paddy Pimblett gets past Michael Chandler, that does not warrant a title shot. Charles Oliveira has gotten past Michael Chandler. Justin Gaethje has gotten past Michael Chandler. Dustin Poirier has gotten past Michael Chandler. That does not warrant a title shot. You've got those three names right there. And then you've also got Arman Tsarukyan. And let's not forget Ilia Topuria, the El Matador. So the question remains, does Paddy deserve a title shot with just one big win, or does he need to prove himself more? Let us know your thoughts. Moving on to the second news. Alexander Volkanovski has responded to Patricio Pitbull's recent comments. With Pitbull set to make his UFC debut against Yair Rodriguez on the same card as Volkanovski's upcoming fight in April, fans are eager to see how the Bellator legend performs on the big stage. When asked about Pitbull's chances against the dangerous Mexican striker, Volkanovski acknowledged that it's a tough matchup. He admitted that Yair brings a unique challenge with his unpredictable striking and dangerous kicking game. However, Pitbull's experience and power could make things interesting. Volkanovski also addressed Pitbull's bold claim of being the real featherweight king. He made it clear that while Pitbull has had an impressive career outside the UFC, proving himself inside the octagon is a completely different challenge. Despite the rivalry brewing, Volkanovski didn't shut down the idea of a potential fight in the future. He showed interest in facing Pitbull if he makes a statement against Rodriguez. But while the MMA world is buzzing about Pitbull's arrival, Volkanovski remains laser focused on his own journey. His mission is clear: stay active, defend his title, and fight 3 times this year. He emphasized that keeping a busy schedule not only benefits him, but also gives top contenders like Pitbull a faster path to a title shot. Volkanovski is coming off a brutal knockout loss to Ilia Topuria, a moment that sent shockwaves through the division. For the first time in years, Volk's dominance was tested like never before. But instead of backing down, the former champ is more determined than ever to come back stronger. He has vowed to use this setback as fuel for redemption. During a recent interview, he reaffirmed his mindset, saying, "I want to be active. I talk about being active. If Pitbull puts on a performance against Yair and the UFC wants it, I'm happy to fight 3 times this year. I'll keep everyone busy and give them all what they want. They all want a title shot, and the beauty of having me as champion is that they can all have their title fight next. No one has to wait around. I'll keep you busy, don't worry." So what do you think? Will Volkanovski defend his title successfully against Diego Lopez? Does Volk still have it, or is it time for young talent to take over the featherweight division? Drop your comments below. Now, let's move on to another news. Khamzat Chimaev has sent a chilling message to Sean Strickland after the former champion posted a highly offensive tweet about Islam. Strickland, who is no stranger to controversy, took things too far by mocking the religion and even claiming that AI struggles to defend it. His remarks sparked outrage among fans, particularly within the Muslim community. For Khamzat, a devout Muslim, this was personal. He has never been one to stay silent when his faith is attacked, and this time was no different. His rivalry with Strickland already runs deep, with the two engaging in heated back and forth in interviews and online for years. Strickland has repeatedly openly mocked Khamzat, even going after his close relationship with Ramzan Kadyrov by calling him a chin white. But Khamzat has never held back either. He has fired back by bringing up Strickland's troubled past, even mocking him for being abused as a child. But this time, things have escalated to a whole new level. Following Strickland's latest attack on Islam, Khamzat has made it clear that there will be consequences. In a recent appearance on his friend Adam Zuba's YouTube channel, Khamzat was asked about Strickland's tweet, and his response was terrifying. He didn't hold back and delivered what sounded like a death threat. He said, "I understand that this is a fighting sport. We punch each other in the face and bleed inside the cage. Talking Darzies is not crazy, but there must be some professionalism. You talk too much. Some bad stuff is going to happen. Some very bad stuff. Somebody might die, you know." The way he said it, the expression on his face, and the tone of his voice all made it clear. This was not just trash talk. This was a serious warning. Now fans and analysts are questioning just how far this beef will go. Will this situation lead to a fight in the octagon, or is this real-life danger? Strickland is known for his reckless trash talk, but even he might want to think twice before provoking Khamzat Chimaev again. With tensions at an all-time high, it's only a matter of time before this situation explodes. So what do you think? Is Khamzat taking things too far, or is he simply standing up for his religion and respect? Let us know in the comments below. Next up, Jamahal Hill believes that Jan Blachowicz beat Alex Pereira. Hill is convinced that Jan actually won their fight back in 2023, even though the judges gave Alex Pereira the win via split decision. Blachowicz is now set to fight Carlos Ulberg tomorrow at UFC London, and Hill has some strong opinions on what Jan needs to do in order to secure the victory. While analyzing past fights in preparation for UFC 300, Hill took a closer look at the Blachowicz versus Pereira bout, and he believes the judges got it wrong. Hill said, "I believe that Jan Blachowicz won the Pereira fight. As I was watching that back while preparing for UFC 300, that fight really stuck out to me because I believe Jan won. However, he didn't do himself any favors. He showed a very low fight IQ in some of the things he did." According to Hill, one of Jan's biggest mistakes was not capitalizing on his successful strikes. Hill pointed out a key moment in round 2 where Blachowicz landed a low leg kick that seemed to destroy Pereira's base. In the second round, he hit Pereira with a low leg kick that looked like it had his leg sticking to the mat. It looked like it did some serious damage, but he never threw the kick again. Hill believes this was a crucial error. If Blachowicz had stayed consistent with those leg kicks, he might have slowed Pereira down and secured a clear victory. Looking ahead to his fight against Carlos Ulberg, Hill thinks that Jan must not make the same mistake. Against Ulberg, he's going to have to be consistent with that calf kick to break down his mobility and keep him stationary. Ulberg is known for his excellent movement and striking speed, so if Jan can slow him down early, he will have a much better chance at taking control of the fight. With the fight just 1 day away, the question remains: will Blachowicz learn from his past mistakes, or will Ulberg be too much for him? Let us know in the comments. Do you agree with Hill? Did Jan really beat Pereira? And can he defeat Ulberg tomorrow night? Now, let's move on to another news. After a visit to the White House for St. Patrick's Day, Conor McGregor has made a shocking announcement. He's planning to run for president of Ireland. On Thursday, McGregor officially declared his bid, touching on several political issues. He wrote that Ireland must fully implement the EU Migration Pact by June 12th, 2026. Between now and then, several pieces of legislation have to be passed and signed by the president. The next presidential election must take place by November 11th, 2025. McGregor made it clear that he's the only one willing to stand up to the government and oppose this bill. He claimed that any other candidate they put forward would be of no resistance to the system. For clarity, he stated that even though he is strongly against the pact, as president, he would put it to a referendum because he believes it is the people's choice, not the government's. He also challenged government officials, demanding to know why they support the pact so strongly, saying he would love to hear their debates followed by a vote. McGregor ended his statement by saying, "With me as president, all citizens of Ireland will have a voice and a choice on their future. God bless our people. Vote McGregor and have your voice heard." In a separate post, McGregor urged Irish voters to back him, calling it an easy choice. Vote for me as your president and we will save Ireland together. But despite his passionate plea, the odds are stacked against him. According to a sportsbook, McGregor is a plus 2,500 underdog to win the election. That means if you bet $100 on him and he somehow wins, you'd get a total payout of $2,600. The MMA community isn't taking the announcement seriously. One fan mocked him, saying, "We got Conor running for president before making his octagon return." Another laughed. Imagine being able to watch a video of your president getting choked out in the biggest grudge match ever where he couldn't back up his trash talk. Another pointed out that if he actually won and returned to the UFC, he could make history as the first head of state to fight in the octagon while in office. One fan clapped back at McGregor, saying, "How do you want to save your country when you can't even save yourself?" Another added, "Does bro realize 99% of the people who think he'd be a good president don't even live in Ireland or have never stepped foot there?" Some, however, are excited about a McGregor run. Oh boy, can't wait for the Irish press conference to turn into a mix of political debates and fight promos. Another joked, "Leg kicks for legislation." With his focus shifting to politics, it sounds like some fans are ready to close the book on his MMA career. Some are even saying, it's finally official. McGregor has fought his last fight in the UFC. Whether or not McGregor can put together a serious presidential run, only time will tell. Now, let's move on to another news. Dana White suspends a fighter for using PEDs. A win on Dana White's Contender Series is a golden opportunity, but for Dalio Volkanovski, that dream has been put on hold. Despite a big win in September, Volkanovski won't be making his UFC debut anytime soon. MMA Junkie reports that he has been hit with a 2-year suspension after failing an out-of-competition drug test just 1 month after his victory. The UFC's paid testing agency confirmed meldonium as the banned substance. Meldonium is banned at all times. It provides multiple performance-enhancing benefits, including increasing endurance, improving recovery time, providing a cognitive advantage. Clearly, the UFC isn't playing around. Volkanovski is now sidelined until November 10th, 2026. Was it worth it? Did he knowingly take the risk, or was he uninformed?